What may come as a shock to some, but not others, is new testimony from Dr. Deborah Birx. Remember Dr. Birx, prominent figure early in the pandemic response under the Trump administration? Dr. Deborah Birx now says the Trump administration could have prevented 30 to 40% of COVID deaths had Trump taken different actions and taken the pandemic more seriously. Newsweek report, Birx estimates Trump administration could have prevented 30 to 40% of COVID deaths. The Trump administration's former coronavirus advisor, Dr. Deborah Birx, estimated that 30 to 40% of the 738,000 COVID-19 deaths in the U.S. could have been prevented had the White House taken necessary steps to curb the spread of the virus. In a closed-door testimony conducted by the House Select Coronavirus Subcommittee on October 12 and 13, Birx testified that more than 130,000 American lives could have been saved if the administration promoted mask wearing and social distancing in the early days of the pandemic. According to excerpts shared by the committee, Birx said, "I believe if we had fully implemented the mask mandates, the reduction in indoor dining, the getting friends and family to understand the risk of gathering in private homes, and we had increased testing, that we probably could have decreased fatalities into the 30% less to 40% less range." Asked whether former President Donald Trump did everything he could have to handle the pandemic, Birx said no, and I've said that to the White House in general, and I believe I was very clear to the president in specifics of what I needed him to do. We suspected this, but we didn't exactly know how to quantify it. We knew, of course, we would have had deaths regardless. All countries have had them. But we suspected the numbers would have been lower had Trump taken this seriously. When Trump was saying we have 15 cases, which will soon be zero. I mean, at this point, a globally humiliating statement to have made. If he had been doing something instead of downplaying it, we knew the death count would have been lower. We just didn't know how much lower. The U.S. Postal Service had a plan to mail out masks to everybody, and it got shot down, all in the name of slowing down the Postal Service for the election and in not making it seem as though this was really a problem. And then, of course, you had the falsehoods and you had the misinformation spread during 2020. Those to this day are killing people. People who, because of the disinformation, refuse to wear masks. People who, because of the disinformation, refuse to get themselves vaccinated. Another report on this in a Business Insider. Trump's White House ignored advice on COVID that could have saved over 130,000 lives, Birx said. Birx testified that the 2020 election distracted Trump from the pandemic. So is it good that Dr. Birx is saying this? Yeah, I guess it's good. Was she a purveyor of disinformation during her time as coronavirus advisor? Absolutely. And we can go back and forth and say, well, she was in a really tough position, or she may have calculated, I need to stay because if I leave, this gets even worse. But remember that completely bizarre interview where she said Donald Trump is just amazing at paying attention to the facts and making decisions on that basis on COVID. And we looked at it and we said, what the hell is he talking about here? What on earth is this? This doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And yet she continued to insist, no, he's doing. Now, okay, later it was intimated, it was said, it was suggested, she was in a delicate situation. There was only so much she could say. But I mean, you guys remember this stuff, right?
And then I see the disinfectant. Is there a way we can do something like that by injection inside? Supposing you brought the light inside the body.
Right. You guys remember all that stuff. And Dr. Birx, she looked confused, but she continued to run interference for that administration until it was too late. So great. She lets us know that we were right in what we suspected. Trump not only could have prevented 30 to 40% of deaths. By the way, he could have easily sailed to re-election by doing it. As I've said many times before, COVID was a major drag on Trump's reelection, which ultimately didn't happen, and he lost. He lost badly in the popular vote to Joe Biden, but it was only a few 100,000 votes in a few states that electorally handed Donald Trump a defeat. If from day one, Trump had simply said, we are really going to take this as seriously as anyone. Listen to these doctors, wear your masks. We've got Trump masks. It's so stupid. But if he had done that right away, he would have sailed to reelection and we would have saved many, many people. So Dr. Birx certainly deserves criticism, as we've said before. But there is no question that not only could Trump have saved people, he could be president right now if he had better handled it. Let me know your thoughts. We're going to have more coverage of this on the David Pakman Show Instagram. Make sure you're following us there at David Pakman Show. You can follow me on Instagram at david.pakman. We will get to the latest on the January 6th committee after this short break. One of our sponsors is Blinkist, who's been supporting the David Pakman Show longer than any other sponsor. Blinkist is the app that lets you listen to or read an entire nonfiction book in just 15 minutes. Blinkist is the way to absorb those books you can't make time for. Blinkist takes top nonfiction titles, pulls out the book's key takeaways and insights, and gives it to you in the form of a text or audio explainer that you can consume in 15 minutes. With Blinkist, now you actually do have time to learn about all the things you've been wanting to tackle. On the Blinkist app, I just listened to This Is Your Mind on Plants by the great Michael Pollan. Super interesting, the history of caffeine and so many other things. Blinkist has you covered on podcasts too. Blinkist takes long episodes of popular podcasts and distills them into audio you can listen to in 15 minutes. With Blinkist, you can become knowledgeable about so many different things. You can have conversations with people about more topics. Blinkist makes you more well-rounded. Try Blinkist for free and get 25% off a subscription. Go to Blinkist.com/Pakman. The link is down below.